Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. Gene Joke here, and today I'm covering the recently concluded Truxton challenge on Cadey's challenge, a high score challenge come book club type thing on the Evercade Discord. Cadey's challenge returned after a prolonged hiatus recently, well, last week funnily enough. And it's been rebooted. It's starting from the beginning, so any game in the Evercade library is back on the table. The first challenge was Truxton, that has recently concluded. So I'm going to cover the challenge, discuss some of the things we learned along the way, and so on and so forth. The challenge parameters were quite straightforward. 1 credit, no continues, no save states, just play and get as high score as you can. To earn the bronze trophy, you had to score over 40,000 points. To get silver, over 70,000 points, and to get the gold, over 105,000 points. The highest score overall would win the platinum trophy. During the week-long run of the challenge, there were many comments of people saying they might not be able to do this one, or they might just about scrape the bronze and call it a day. And I think most of these people managed to achieve gold, and most of those who didn't managed to improve their score quite dramatically. Various tips about how to play the game, get past certain sections, and maximise score were shared. One thing that quite surprised me was the deviation from the blue weapon. The blue weapon in Truxton, which is like lightning death, has a really good spread once it's powered up, and it targets enemies. It's very handy and allows you to focus on dodging bullets rather than trying to take out enemies. However, it does have a lower DPS than most of the other weapons. Now personally, I did try the other weapons, and sometimes I'd pick up other weapons when I didn't intend to while trying to dodge bullets. But for the most part I did stick to the blue lightning weapon, although I had to adjust how I played with it to get past certain sections, because the targeting could be problematic at times. If there's one powerful enemy, all your lightning beams will target that, and these smaller enemies coming on will end up shooting you or just flying into you. But by releasing fire and starting it again, you get the spread, so by managing that you can target specific enemies briefly, then get back to targeting the more powerful enemies. But even doing that, there were some sections that were definitely more difficult when playing with the blue laser death lightning things. Now I got to the point where if I lost a life before reaching the first boss, this great big green tank thing, that would just reset, start over, and generally seek a perfect 1 life run, or as close as I can get to it with my sort of bang average skills. I did nail how to beat that boss. It's not that difficult as long as you're taking out the enemies quick enough, as in the smaller enemies. The tank itself isn't overly difficult, but if you don't take out the smaller enemies, their bullets quickly fill up the screen and things don't go so well from there. Defeating that boss was enough to scrape a gold. But not long after that boss, there was a group of enemies, I think there's 5 of them, which were just ending every single run. Once I died to them, I wouldn't get past them and all my lives would disappear. I even did a save state run, saving just after that boss at those points, and spent ages trying to practice how to get past these things. They would move fast and head straight towards my ship, and I couldn't dodge them fast enough or take them out quick enough. God knows how many reloads I did trying to get past them, working out the best possible movement and all this sort of thing, and I managed it a fair few times with save states, but guaranteed every single time I got there and did it in a challenge run, they absolutely destroyed me. So the question is, what was I doing wrong? Why were these sort of fairly basic enemies so challenging? Well, it seems they behave differently depending what weapon you have, and me using the blue lightning death laser thingy, well, it made them target me and drive straight into me, or fly straight into me. I suppose they're spaceships, not cars. But I didn't learn this from trying different weapons. Oh no, someone shared a video of a no power up 1 credit run on Truxton, and I looked at how they got past that section. It was remarkably easy. I thought, oh wow, I can do this, I can sail past that point. Yeah, that didn't work. These enemies still targeted me and took me out in seconds. So then I tried it with the basic red weapon, and would you know, it worked. I could just sit in the bottom left corner, shoot away, and all their bullets would miss me and they wouldn't target me. But I worked that out late at night and I was absolutely shattered, so I thought, right, tomorrow I am going to get my 200k plus run and give Trav, who had the current high score, a run for his money, maybe even surpass his score. So the next day comes and I tried to do just that. Truxton said no. Truxton had very different ideas. Truxton had decided to put me in my place and show me how bad I really am at the game. I couldn't even get to the tank boss. If there was a bullet, I would fly straight into it. There wasn't a single bullet that I couldn't miss. So I thought, right, fine, there's another day left in the challenge. I'll take a break and I'll come back fresh the next day. But no. Truxton once again said no. Truxton decided that my skills were far too feeble and I couldn't even get past the first sort of dual mini boss thing. 3 or 4 attempts and I died to them every single time. I didn't get past them once, and that was when I called it a day and resigned myself to merely getting the gold for this challenge. Truxton is a shoot 'em up where memorisation is pretty damn important, but it's not the be all and end all. Dominating the enemies, taking them out before they can fill the screen with bullets is also key, like it is with most shoot 'em ups. But what I found most important was keeping your movement and your control very concise and steady. The zip around wildly dodging bullets just leads to death, but as many people surpassed my score in the challenge, what do I know? I'm no expert, but I'm happy to share my findings and experiences for whatever that's worth. But overall the challenge had a pretty good turnout, and it's really impressive to see how much people managed to improve during the week. It's been great fun having Cadey's challenge back after its hiatus. I've missed it while it is gone because it's not just a challenge, it is like a book club, the way we discuss the games and share experiences, ideas, techniques and just general silliness is, simply put, it's a lot of fun. So if things like this do interest you, please head on over to the Cadey Discord, find the Cadey's challenge section and get involved. It doesn't matter how good you are or how good you think you aren't. While it is nominally a challenge, the real thing is the communication and the improvement and sharing the experience of playing through a game, good or bad. And with this first challenge of the reboot, we did start off with a banger, but alongside it, one of the changes that came with this reboot is rather than the games just being randomly chosen, they're randomly chosen, well, 3 are randomly chosen, and they're put to a vote, which contenders can then vote for, which comes up as the next challenge. The games up for the voting over the last week were Astabros from the Demons of Asterborg Astabros Collection, Vimana from the Turpan Collection 3, and Wizard from the Atari Collection 2. There was a bit of discussion about the votes for this and how to, which people would pick, such as Astabros potentially being a long-winded challenge, or Vimana being another shoot 'em up, and whether they'd want it to be that sort of challenge straight after Truxton, and how painful an experience Wizard would be. Wizard won the vote, and that challenge is live now. So if you want to take part in the Wizard challenge, like I said, head over to the Cadey Discord, Cadey's challenge, and all the details will be there in Cadey's challenge news. Wizard is a sort of asymmetric one-on-one combat game. Is it the asymmetric, which 1v1? But your powers are different between you and the imp that you're taking out. The trophy or medal thresholds are defeat 4 imps for bronze, defeat 7 for silver, defeat 10 for gold, which is the most you can do, and the platinum goes to the person who defeats 10 but has the lowest health score of all the participants. Though I'm not really a fan of Wizard, it ranks quite low in my ranking list of every other Cadey game, mostly because of the nature of it. As a single player game, it doesn't have a huge amount to offer, despite being quite complex for a 2600 game, but I have found myself enjoying it more playing it as part of a challenge, so no doubt I'll do a video about that in full next week. A voting is also open for the following challenge. The contenders are Blockout from the Technos Arcade Collection 1, Burglar X from the Pico Arcade Collection 1, and Minefield from Atari Arcade 2. Anyway, before I wrap this up, let's just recap the Truxton challenge and the outcome. Trav took the platinum by quite a large margin. No one else got all that close to his score. Is it because he was playing on an Alpha with an arcade stick? Or are his Truxton skills just so superior to everyone else's that it didn't really matter? Gold was awarded to myself, JGeek Spizax, Rom.com, JPR Retrovaniacs, Zenona Shirley Revived, Joshua 8600R, Geordie, Deserto, Dusty, Riscard, and Ewok Mick. Silver was awarded to Dal Golden, Santi Velasco, DCRRWM, Kinjara, Dub64, Riley a Cat, MNKJE, and bronze went to Connor the Breakson, Virtuum User, Ninja Golfer 81, Sketchy Tech, Octo, Bazzer MC, and J5 Alive. So a big thanks to everyone that participated. and an even bigger thanks to Sean for organising it. So I think that's a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.